Hey friends, Not Link here. This is a sneaky bridezilla that tried to ruin her cousin's wedding. Buckle up friends, cause this is gonna be a long one, but stay to the end because it is worth it.
If you're a believer in fate, in trusting your gut, and knowing that things happen for a reason or everything happens for a reason, pull up a chair. I got a story time for you. So the story time took place circa 2010, about give or take 1 or 2 years. This client, when she found me about 3 months prior to her wedding day, she was frantic and like literally ran into my store like a bat out of hell, saying that I'm in trouble. I need help. I need event planning services. I hear that you do them. Now, for some reason, my gut told me not to take her on as a full out wedding because 3 months out and I didn't have time to do it. Not to mention she was just giving a weird vibe. I said I could do day of if it's on a Friday or a Sunday, and her wedding happened to be on a Friday. So it worked out perfectly for her. I did upcharge for a rush for a last minute planning, and I'm so glad I did, because that wedding, everything was falling apart for the bride because she was not paying her vendors. I'm not going to tell the entire story because that's not what the story is about. I could do that in another video. Now, the day of her wedding came, a lot of her vendors didn't show up. Her florist gave her half of her order, what she only paid for. That day, I was doing so much scrambling that I'm glad I took a rush. But I promised myself that I will never take on a job without knowing who's been paid and who these people are without double checking with everybody. Yeah. That was a lesson learned on my end. But the scrambling was recognized by another person at this woman's wedding. So we're going to call the scrambling bride Karen, because that's truly what she was. She was yelling at everybody at her wedding day. Her DJ was about to up and leave at one point because of how she was screaming at the DJ.
She's a bridezilla.
2 tables of guests got up and left. And the aunt at one of those tables said, I want my gift back. That's how bad this wedding was. I personally didn't know what to do. I wasn't going to leave this bride. I'm not going to be unprofessional. She paid me. I need to figure this out. However, I had to have a sit down with this bride. And I said, listen, you have 2 choices. You could sit down, take a deep breath, and you could have fun at your wedding and make good memories from this moment on. Or you're going to have all your guests leave at one point. Your DJ's about to go home too. Please make your choice, because I am here to stand by you until the end. But that end is at midnight, and you have a choice to have a good time and make good memories or not. So you tell me what we're going to do. So as this bride, Karen, calmed down and decided to take the better road of having a good time at her wedding, Davina, I'm going to call this woman Davina, is the cousin of the bride, of Karen. Davina comes up to me and she's like, I have to say I'm pretty impressed with how you just conducted yourself, because everyone's about to up and leave and I'm watching you, not even the bride anymore. Like, how do you do this? And I have your business card. I was so glad that she opened that way, because had she come up to me and asked me for my business card, not saying anything, I would have thought that she wanted to slander me for how crazy this wedding was, because it wasn't my fault. But I was doing what I could in order to support this bride come hell or high water. Davina recognized that and wanted to hire me on for her wedding. That was 11 months out. Now, Davina, complete opposite of Karen. Davina needed me from the moment that she started planning her wedding to the day of the wedding. Truly wanted me to be there hand and foot for her. Her wedding was on a Sunday, so I could do it. I agreed to do it. And she said, I'll pay whatever you need, because I know that you're not a big company, but I see that you got it together. I was like, damn, thank you so much for recognizing that, because I was still young in the business. We opened in 2001, and this was 2010 about. So, I'm still fresh. I wasn't doing full-time wedding coordination. But I was going to do it for her. I had a good gut feeling with this particular client. So it started from the wedding dress. She came in with a $5,000 budget. Awesome, because back then, that was a lot too, just like it is today, right? Only the dresses did not cost you $1,500 and up. They were like $900 and up. Bride found an $1,800 dress. She's like, I can do a trash the dress, because everyone's kind of doing that now. And that was like so en vogue to do a trash the dress. So we started looking around. We found this really cute short dress. I still have one. I should show you what the dress is. She fell in love with this dress, and she's like, should I though? Should I do a trash the dress? Let's circle back to this. She put this dress on. It fit her like a glove. And I had 2 of this dress, and one was in a size 6, and I think the other one I still have in a size 10 or so. Long story short, she didn't buy it though. She's like, we'll circle back. Okay, we never circled back to it. We did the alterations, and that's when, at alteration time, she gave my mom our seamstress, and she gave me an envelope. Now, mind you, it doesn't end there for this client with me, because I still have the entire wedding to help her plan, right?
Right.
But she gives me an envelope. She goes, don't open that, Kasha, until you get home, please. because I don't want a scene. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is in this envelope? When she left, I didn't wait. I opened it up right there. It was $750. Her dress was $1,800, and she gave me $750, and she gave my mom a substantial tip too.
Oh, tip. I thought she underpaid. Well, wait a second. I just realized that's like half of the price of the dress in a tip. Wow. Okay. All right. That's pretty good. Well, let's keep going because this gets good.
Now, a lot of people give tips now. Back then, I was happy to get like a $20 bill in my hand. That was nice. Now people will give sometimes 10% of the purchase or more or less or nothing. It's not required to tip, right? But it's a nice gesture because you are spending an hour and a half to 4 hours with this client, whether she buys or not. And we don't charge for our appointments. A lot of stores started charging for their appointments, right? We don't do that. So to get a tip was so wonderful. I literally sat down and I started to cry because it was the nicest thing that someone did for me in a long time, especially after her cousin's wedding. It was nuts. I called her up. I said, this has to be a mistake. She goes, you were supposed to wait till you got home to open it. I'm like, no way was I going to wait. She's like, that's for you. Go do something nice for yourself. You're working really hard on my wedding. I'm loving everything that we're doing. And we had already planned the majority of our wedding. Now, really what was left was to pay off the balances and to show up the day of, right? This client was an absolute dream to work with. The day of the wedding comes and I am like packing up my bags, getting myself ready to go show up at her house. And something told me, Kasha, gift her this dress. And we went ahead and I packaged up the dress that she liked a lot. And I'm like, okay, if she's going to want it, I'll have it. And she won't even, it'll be a great little surprise, right? I'm so going to have it for her if she decides that she wants to change out of this big silk gown that she has. So we show up at this yacht club that she's having her wedding at. And everything's great. The groomsmen are all ready. The bridesmaids are still getting ready. The bride is all, done up. Her makeup's on. Her dress is on. They're doing first pictures. And the groomsmen are all ready because they don't have as much prep as the bridesmaids do. They're all still getting their hair and makeup done. But they start trickling out one by one as they're ready. So we're all taking photos. I'm just, fluffing her trim as we're going. And the cousins, Karen, the wedding that I did, they're setting up to this particular wedding. They're part of the 12 bridesmaids. That cousin's husband is there. And they're like, we heard you wanted to trash the dress. Let's trash the dress. All the groomsmen are like trash the dress. I'm like, no, not trash the dress. We haven't even gotten married yet. Like, what's going on here? The wedding has not happened. This is just photos. Before I can get anything done, they're already a few beers in. It is not even noon yet. And all of a sudden I see them pick up the bride and they're running towards, not walking. The groom doesn't know what the hell is going on. The mom's like, what are they doing? I'm like, no. They freaking throw the bride into the water, right into Lake Michigan. If ever I wanted to pass out, I almost did right then and there. I have seen some in my time, but this is like, we're not even married yet. Trish, I can't, what the You can imagine. Everyone's just like, what? And the guys are like, yeah. And we're like, no, the bride's like crying.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, let's get her out of the water. Come on. The hair and makeup people are still here. Let's get her back into the chair. We got dryers. I'm going to try to salvage this dress. It's silk. And it was in the water. Lake Michigan's clean, but it's not that clean. No. I got to try to get some of the mud out of the dress now. I'm scrambling trying to figure this out. I take this dress. It is waterlogged. I'm literally getting her out of the dress. She's got a slip on. The slip I'm not worried about. I said, throw the slip into the dryer. Do we have a dryer here? They had a dryer. Perfect. We throw the slip into a dryer. I'm taking the dress. I can't hang her because if I hang her, even the hanger straps would rip right off the dress. Yeah. So I put the dress on a hanger, but I put it on a rolling rack that we had in the room, which was great, but it's dripping water, and I'm trying to squeeze the silk, trying to get all the water out of it, and I'm getting it out, but I'm just like, we can't throw this into the dryer. It's silk. Yeah. What the hell do we do?
It'll ruin it.
I asked the stylist if they had an extra hair dryer. I wanted to test the fabric to see what would happen if I started to dry it just with a hair dryer. So I'm doing this on a corner, and I'm getting nervous. I'm sweating because I'm like, if anything happens that I burn this fabric, we can't do anything with it. I mean, It's already waterlogged as it is, so we can probably postpone some stuff. We had the wedding actual ceremony was supposed to start at 1:30. There's no way we're going to be there at 1:30 with the dress in this condition. We were going to be late. I'm already coming up with the plan B. Bride's crying. Groomsmen feel terrible. The groom is trying to console the bride. The mother is like, I can't believe what just happened. She's scrambling with me. She's kind of having a little conniption fit of her own, screaming. I go, just calm down. Because at this point, what's done is done. We need to try to figure this out. I'm trying to calm everyone down, and I have to do a part 2.
The fact that the groomsmen felt bad about it, actually, it just makes me mad. It really makes me mad because, as she said, they haven't even gotten married yet. Trash the dress. Like, if you took 2 seconds to think this thing through, you would realize that you don't trash the dress before you're even married, before pictures, before literally anything else. Trash the dress is usually a thing that happens at the very, very end, or just before the reception when you decide that you want to change it to something else, but that's totally the bride's decision, not the groomsman. I'm actually really mad about that. I told you this was gonna be good, and now that it's soaked and mud, I'm not mad. Let's go to part 2.
Part 2 to Everything Happens for a Reason wedding. The dress is waterlogged. I've squeezed as much water as I could out of it. I had to at one point stop and tell the mom to go and have a drink because I had to go and calm her down. You would thought someone had died. It was that's how like upset everyone was. And it makes sense because you spend almost $2,000 on a dress plus alterations and then to have it destroyed before you even were able to walk down the aisle in it. I mean, seriously, I can understand why everyone was, and it was beyond frazzled. I mean, everyone was like freaking out.
Yeah.
The only person that had it together was the bride's father. And he was like, I know I have confidence in you. She had confidence in you. Do you have an idea as to what we can do here? And I looked at him and I go, thank you for not losing your we both got a laugh out of that because we have things that we can do here. We can postpone a little bit and keep squeezing the water out of this dress and try to steam it out as best as we could. The alterations are done to it. He's like, can you dry it? I'm like, I'm trying to use this dryer, but by hand on a low setting, cold air, it's going to take a long time. We can get a couple of people to do it. I'm thinking 2 hours it's going to take us to dry this dress completely because we were still squeezing water out of this dress 45 minutes later. He goes, do you think you have a plan B? And then I sat there and I looked at him. I go, you know, it's funny that you say that, but I do. And I don't know if I should go tell her or not. He's like, well, tell me first. I said, you know what? Come with me. Let's go talk to the bride. I'm sure she'll love to see your face. So we go over to the bride. They can't even get the makeup on this bride because she is in tears. Now, before you ask, I did go up to the bride to calm her down. I did calm her down, but she had moments. It would come in waves. She would calm down and then realize, oh my God, what now? So
yeah,
I had been to see the bride a few times in between time to see how things are going, giving her a drink, calming her. Obviously, I was calming everyone down for crying out loud. Okay, done with that. And I said, listen, we have a choice here. I can continue to try the dryest dress, but I was going to surprise you with something. I do have something in my car I was going to gift you at the reception. But I'm going to offer it to you now, and you can tell me what you'd like to do. And she's like, what's that? I don't need any gifts from you. I just want to get married. I can't believe this happened. I said,
this is so cute.
Remember that dress that you tried on? The trash the dress?
Yeah.
And she looked at me. She's like, through a tear, she's like, the short one? I said, yes. And she's like, yeah, but what? And I'm like, I have it. I brought it with me. I was going to gift it to you for your reception. And she just sat there and she couldn't breathe. She's like, you were going to gift me? You were going to gift me? I should be gifting you. I said, you already gifted me. But I have the dress. Now we have a choice. We can continue to try to do that, or we can go ahead and get that dress out for you. So she said, go and get the dress. So, yes, let's do this. Oh my God, I can't believe you have the dress. She got really excited. She perked up. And I'm thinking, okay, great. This is going to work out. Let's go get the dress. I pulled the dress out of my car, brought it to her. She puts it on. It fits her perfectly. Like it's in the store. Meant to be, right? Meant to be. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. Mom's asking what the heck's going on. Dad, I seriously think that he finally exhaled because you're like, okay, now we're back on. So Dad took Mom, explained everything to her. The entire time, though, the cousin of the bride, whose husband initiated the whole trash the dress situation, sat in the corner and said nothing. So I already knew she had something to do with all of this.
Her Karen? Wait a second, it's only just clicked. Karen, the original Bridezilla, her husband initiated and started this trash the dress thing? I thought it was just like a random groomsman, a bunch of them all together, but if he's the one who started it, oh, I hope we get more details on that. That's juicy.
But I wasn't going to change the motion of what's going. We're moving forward. We're not going to be late. This is great. It's happening. We left that dress alone, the original dress that she was supposed to walk down the aisle in. It was waterlogged. We left it there, whatever. We didn't even go back to it. Bride got married. Everything worked out beautifully. That bridesmaid, the cousin, ended up getting so sloshed at the wedding that they had to carry her out. And then I also found out at the actual wedding that she was telling the girls about the trash the dress, and she was caught texting the groomsmen about the whole trash the dress situation. So she definitely had something to do with it. In the end, Bride was happy, and that's all that mattered to me. My team that was helping me that day was like, I don't know if we can continue this way, but I'm so glad it worked out, because that was a huge stressor on everybody. We didn't know what was going to happen next. And what's awesome is that I'm still friends with that bride today. She actually ended up moving to Denmark in order to pursue her dreams with the business that she was working within with her family, and expanded it. She came in with all the pictures, and to just to reminisce and to get her dress cleaned and preserved along with the other dress. She also left me another envelope, and that was to pay off the dress that I had given her. Aww. So I never really ended up gifting her anything. She ended up just paying for that dress. So I know not everyone's like this, but it was just such an amazing story. Every sour apple, anything that happened to the bride, she turned into a positive. And I felt like we worked off of each other's vibe. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. I wanted to show you guys the dress.
Yes!
There she is.
Oh, it is
Size
so
10 is all I have
cute.
left. That is a waltz length. She got the other one. That's silk.
Wow.
All this beautiful lace pattern work.
Oh, that's so
and a
cute.
tulle skirt, strapless. You can add straps, but it was amazing.
That was so sweet. I'm so glad it had such a good ending. But that Karen, that Bridezilla, she gotta go, girl. She gotta go. I love the fact that you've gained like a lifelong friend just from doing business and like conducting yourself in a professional manner. And the fact that she even like gifted you kinda the money back for the dress too. This bride, massive green flag, especially compared to, Karen over there. That Bridezilla honestly just ruined everything. I'm mad. I've gone through like 8 different emotions on this video. Can you find out if the bride's cousin is still married? I have to know. She's not. I hate to say it, but are we surprised? I love weddings. It's so much fun. Everything is so happy. It's so cute. And everybody is, it was a little bit chaotic in this one, but it all ended up well. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.